G'day, I'm Dave from Salty Cabins. We build cabins here just north of Byron Bay. I'm going to take you for a tour inside one of the cabins we have here at the moment, which is a Livable Extend, 2-bedroom version of our Livable cabin. Come take a look. I'm standing inside one of our kitchens. This kitchen is standard between the Livable and the Livable Extend cabins. Same layout. We've got a fridge cavity over here. Our joinery is faced with the black butt. We get these brushed brass handles from a company where they're made in India. They're hand folded, big sink, cooking facilities over here. So this is the LPG gas all the way through, or you can go electric and you can have your whole cabin off grid with a solar setup. Plenty of storage, drawers, and we've got a built-in dishwasher over here. Our micro cement kitchens have become really popular. We did the first one in a cabin in 2021 and it's still held up really well. It's actually a resin product, so it's really hardy and does well in like a kitchen environment where there's a lot of hot surfaces and that kind of jazz. We bullnose the edges, we keep it kind of rough, and it just gives a really wicked finish. So over the last couple of years, we've been playing around with lots of different texture paints and renders for our internal finish. We wanted something that felt a bit more earthy and was different to your standard white walls, and we've landed on this Mirror Bond mirror wash. We're so wrapped with how it finishes and how it goes on. It is a lot of work to get it on the walls, 3 or 4 coats, but the finish I think is worth it. It gives the cabin a bit of life, a bit of grit about it, and we love it. As standard in our cabins, we've started using this engineered black butt flooring. It's an engineered board with a veneer of 6mm black butt on top. It travels really well and it does well in different climates. That's why we moved to using that over solid hardwood floors. It comes pre-finished, but you can sand it back and you can refinish it over the years, so it will stand up for the test of time. We are standing inside one of our Livable Extend cabins, but our bathrooms are pretty much the same for each of our cabins. This one here has got the texture render on the walls. We've got the travertine stone, which is standard. This is our little shower area over here with our glass corner. This is one of our signature concrete vanities. We build them in-house here. We cast them with some form ply, pour the concrete, and then mount them into the walls. I built the first one in 2017 and we haven't really changed much since the first cabin we built. We really love them. There's something different, super heavy, super unique. On our website, you'll see on each cabin page there's a pricing tool, and within the pricing tool there's a bunch of different optional extras you can add to customize your cabin and make it suit your climate or yourselves better. Things like aircon, dishwasher, wood burner can all be added, and then once you do, we'll just decide on where it best goes in your cabin to suit you or your family. The wood burners themselves, we get them ready to be installed, but for transport reasons, we can't transport them with the fireplace installed. So this is in place, ready to go. We'll remove it as we transport it out. But the wood burner itself is a standard wood burner. We get the hole ready for everything up in the ceiling. And then when it comes to site, you've just got to assemble it, put it into position. We like using these bifold doors because they open up your cabin onto what could be a big deck or whatever the case. They're all standard amongst the cabins and they open up to create a super big living space. So we build our cabins pretty differently to your standard build or most cabin builders. We build a timber wall and then we build out from there to create space for our concealed gutters, which sit up along the top there, which create the perfect gable shape at the end. This cavity is like a 70mm cavity that we put a box gutter in, and then our downpipes run between the walls, pop out the bottom here to connect to on your property. So we've got some services on the side of the cabin here, but they need to be removed for transport because it's going to be too wide on the back of the truck. So we've mounted it, got it all ready to be reinstalled. We're going to take it off before transport, pack it in the cabin, and when you get it back to your property, you can just reassemble it super easy. So there's just some bolts, nuts underneath the bottom here, which come off, the whole unit comes off, and it can go back on. This cabin has one of our solar packages installed, which includes batteries and all the inverter and everything needed to keep your cabin running. So inside here, we've got our usual distribution board, inverter, a panel to tell you where your battery life is and all that kind of stuff. If you've got Wi-Fi, you can connect your phone to this. You can check it remotely, which is pretty cool. Battery charger, switches, all that jazz. And then We've kind of overdone it with capacity, so we provide 9.6 kilowatt hours of battery storage, stored in these 2 batteries, 1 in each box here. Before transport, we just switch it off, and then when you get it onto your property, you switch it back on and your cabin is running off batteries. So I was going to show you how we get our cabins from our workshop to your property anywhere in Australia. This is a super long cabin. This is one of our Livable Extend cabins. It's 14 meters long, so we've bolted on 4 axles and set of wheels. Although these cabins can't be towed on the road, we use these wheels and a drawbar on the front to load it onto the truck and unload it at your property. So on the day of delivery, the transport company bring their own tractor, and they'll use the tractor to tow it on the back of the truck. When they get to your property, they do the same in reverse. So they will unload it and they can drive it into position onto your block. So to give you a bit of an idea on the installation of your cabin, we have it in the workshop sitting up on these Besser blocks. You can do the same on your property. So what we kind of suggest is we'll provide drawings as to where the footing should go for your cabin, which is just a hole with concrete in it to support your cabin. Prior to delivery, it's worth getting a bunch of Besser blocks and some timber blocks ready for the installation. If you have all of your blocks set up and they're all level, that means the truck can bring your cabin into position, provided the access is okay, and they can drop the front. You can put your blocks underneath and it's all level, ready to be installed. Once you've got your blocks and the tractor's away, you can sit on those temporary blocks and give you the time to install some posts. So we use Level Master posts, which can be cut down to size on site. So we've pre-drilled holes along the cabin where they need to go, and then you can cut down your posts to suit the site, install them after, remove your Besser blocks, and you can have your cabin installed in a day.